Luis, Luis.
Activamos micrófonos y ya estamos aquí en directo. Hello, good morning, everyone. Here we are live now. So, welcome, Marco. Welcome on board. Thank you for being in this direct, in this LinkedIn Live, to talk about remote workers, which is a very, very interesting topic. So, Marco, so can you let us know briefly about you and about your experience?
Absolutely. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for the introduction, Luis. Thank you so much to everyone. It's extremely exciting, and that's a great opportunity. I have about 30 years of experience with a background in customer experience, but I can see that I've been blessed twice in my life. The first time was about 5 years ago when uh, we opened the first clinic for kids with special needs and disabilities, and they opened us a lot of doors in the way of helping the local community with family with low income and kids with special needs. And the second blessing was when I had the intuition to create the first operation center based in in the cloud and with all remote workers. They really complete my perspective. So today, I consider myself that I've earned a lot of skills to scale business to a different level, where it gives us really, um, really high level of sustainability.
Okay, really interesting. So I think you are going to have a presentation today. So if you want, we can start right now. So let me put the things in on here. So, well, for the people that don't know me. So I am a kind of serial entrepreneur in different business. Now I am partnering with Marco in many projects that I think that are amazing. So, but I think the most important thing today is to talk about remote workers. Marco, here you have the agenda.
Thank you so much, Luis. Okay, so the agenda will cover different points. First of all, just briefly explain a little bit what MedVision does and how it does it. And then we'll put some different scenarios about today's economy, because it's very important to move forward and talk about sustainability versus competitivity. How do we create sustainability? And point six, which actually is the reason why we're here today, that we can explain to you um, how and the only option for the company to reduce operating expenses up to a 75%. How MedVision can help you. And then we'll leave quite a few minutes for all your questions, because I'm sure that you're going to have quite a few.
Mhm. Okay, I am really curious about how anyone can reduce expenses up to 75%. That sounds amazing. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So what about MedVision? Um, I consider a MedVision like something exceptionally innovative and a unique company, uh, like a kind of new concept and platform with three main areas of services. The first one, in the reality, is a completely boundless and virtual operation center that actually provides service, different kind of logistic services to a multi-state basis here in the United States and different client and partners. These people in a different situation would be very difficult for them to operate the way we do because they will not have the knowledge in the sector. They will not have the funds to create organization structure, technology, and the cost efficiency level will be very difficult nowadays to have it um, for us to operate and be so stable. Second point, it's a platform that can be easily designed and support many new different projects. And actually, we do that. We do on a daily basis just because we have a big advantage. And the big advantage is that we able to launch new project with low capital requirements, very attractive ROI, and very conservative operation cost. The third area is based on our ability to operate 100% virtually and with 100% remote workforce. We hiring people from the United States, South America, Italy, Spain, the Philippines, um, and basically we all focus in automation, innovation, and cost efficiency. Now, the all combination of these 3 points give us a really huge advantage in the market, which is uh, we were able to create a really sustainable company with an exception low operation cost. Okay,
Okay.
Klein. Okay, let's talk about facts. I mean, that's the reality. Nowadays, where the economy is very, very difficult and complex. The inflation is keep increasing, and it makes for all the companies even harder to operate. When we talk about rising costs, the immediate consequences that they reduce your cash flow, increase your debt, and the financial emotional distress can create to the company is huge. And as far as the economic environment complexity, we have to take into account the labor shortage, the retention, the lack of automation, the matrix, and of course, all these will be even harder to create innovation. Another important fact is that nowadays, and that's funny because that's probably used to be applied to the restaurant business, but now most of the new business don't survive more than 5 years. We have a really high rate of risk that they will be unsuccessful. And from the human aspect, a lot of people have the fear to really make this huge and necessary company change.
Okay. Interesting. So this is a very common situation for many companies across the states and Latin America and even Europe. No, Marco?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would say mostly in the United States because the cost of labor it's about I would say it's almost 3 to 4 times higher than any other part in Europe.
Okay.
Okay, that's a really important point. Um, Luis, tell me a little bit. What do you think about the difference between sustainability and competitivity? That's, I think, it's a real turning point because if we don't have the clear, it will be difficult to be ready and make the change.
Hmm. But basically, I can be very competitive, beat all my all my competitors in the market. But my company may be broken, so might be in chapter 11. So if you don't control the cost and you don't control all the things related to your business, you might have a wonderful product, a really good company, but the company could be in the verge of being in the bankruptcy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually, let me say a little story that brings me a lot of joy. Luis has been my mentor for many years, and I had the privilege to work for here. I would say probably around the 2005 through 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And
Hmm.
that's very interesting because at that time there was the new the new trend which was customer service. Let's before focus so much on sales, let's focus on the customer experience. And Luis was the CEO at the time of that company and was the number one promoter. And we know that at that point that unless the really top manager, the CEO, really believe into the customer experience, they will not be able to achieve any result inside the company. And nowadays it's a different story. The economy changed so much that now our worst enemy is not just lose and retain customers like used to be in 2000, but now it's the cost of operations, which it's really will make the difference whether we can keep live in the business or we're not.
Hmm.
So, talking about this, unless you, like Luis, was the first firm of believing to that, if you don't really believe it, it will be very difficult to implement it. But unfortunately, I can say that it's not just matter of a choice opinion. It's something that nowadays uh, it's uh, it's necessary. So when we talk about sustainability, really is the only option to reduce your expenses and to make sure that you stay longer in business. That will create an immediate cash flow. It will improve your skills to uh, get new A players in your team, and it will create a foundation for innovation, intuition, and new market opportunities.
Correct me if
Now
I am
let's
wrong.
talk.
Marco, correct me if I
Yes.
am wrong. Do you mean that it's more important controlling the cost of the company than growing?
Um, that's a very difficult question, and let me make sure I don't create any conflict or any different opinion. And actually, I'm glad you mentioned it, Luis. It's not matter of being more or less important. It's just a matter of knowing that you have control of your sustainability before focusing
Hmm.
on sales. It means that a lot of people, as a first reaction when they see an economic hardship, and that's independently from the kind of business you have, because at the end of the day, I learned that it's the same toolbox you can apply to any sector. So when uh, when you focus on sales, there will not be the solution for you to keep your doors open, because probably will give you just announces that. What do you have to make sure first that you really manage your expenses, so you do your best to be sustainable. And be sustainable, there are different level of priority. The first one is cost of labor and cost operating expense, which basically I'm talking about rent, office. By the way, we are 100% virtual, so I don't ever need a one problem.
Hmm.
So again, it's not matter of importance. Just make sure that you do your homework and you manage your company sustainability before focus on selling more.
Hmm.
Would you like to add something, Luis,
No, no,
before we go to the
I
next slide?
make a lot of sense. So there is I remember an old professor back in the 90s when I was studying in New York, Joe Bonis, that told something like some companies enter in a mode that more I sell, more I lose. So it means that if you are not controlling the back office, you are not controlling your operations, even if you are selling, more you sell, more you lose because you are selling without benefits, which is something very, very important.
Thank you so much. You're right on the target. Actually, why don't you just take a couple minutes to share your experience when I first talked to you and say, "Hey, Luis, I gotta talk to you.
Hmm.
Had a vision, and let me share this beautiful experience with you." So I start explaining to you uh, the system, because
Hmm.
I think behind any successful business, you have to have a system that works over and over. I mean,
Hmm.
you always change it, but and you have the right formula in the beginning. And when I told him the way the facility we had to open new business and to reach our ROI in a very few months with very little capital, low risk, Luis told me, Marco, that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
So why don't you share us that kind of experience? That was very interesting.
well, without disclosing many details, so what Malco told me and showed me in real numbers with facts is that a business model that was able to generate cash from the, I don't know, the month number 6 or the month number 4, but a really good and healthy amount of cash without a huge investment. So you don't have to invest $1 million, $2 million in this kind of business, and in very very few time you are able to be profitable, and not only profitable, cash flow positive. So which is amazing. So I have never seen a business model like this in my background, which is software as a service, which is technology. You need to invest okay, a good amount of time before you reach the break-even point. And with this kind of business model that Marco is pointing out, and is going to show you us some of the facts that are making this model successful. It was possible. So that's the thing that was really really amazing for me.
And thank you, Luis. Thank you so much. And also, I want to make sure that, in one of our previous conversation with Luis, I told him, hey, Luis, I don't like to classify or see myself as a consultant. He said, me, why not? Because first of all, my objective today, but in my mission and what I do every day, which is passion, a lot of enthusiasm, and whatever I do it from right from my heart. That's I think is my secret that gives me the drive every day. But mostly, I'm not here to sell you anything. So I don't see me as a salesperson. Totally the opposite. I think that part of my our success and include Luis because If we able to do nowadays something like this, just because we join effort and we have behind MedVision, there are a lot of highly skilled and professional people. They're right now watching us. So thank you so much. But our mission is to educate. So if we have been able to succeed and discover this, why not to share with other people how we do that? There's so much to do. Okay,
Yeah,
we can move to the next slide.
sure.
Okay, great. So when we talk about sustainability, the first priority is of course that the payroll, and then of course, and that would be probably the easiest thing to do. Most difficult will be to create a new structure completely virtual, and but still with the same objectives, the same results, the same drive. And that's actually funny to see how our employees, I don't like to call employees, our staff, they're so enthusiastic because we're really making the difference. We're doing everything was completely different from the all typical way to manage a company. So the point two will be the rent, office expense, staff, tax, liability expenses. Today, it will be impossible for MedVision Solution do what we do if we should be have a headquarter, physical headquarter, and all local people. So it's not being a smarter. It's just a matter of using the best resource there globally and take them and play in your and use them in your favor. And doing that, we never forget that if we want to keep improving that, we need to focus constantly on automation and data insight. So in this case, Luis is helping us a lot because he has so much experience. So MedVision solution focus every day in these 4 points, and there's so much to discuss, and we have so many little, so much little time. So we want to make sure that we focus on the payroll. Would you like to add something, Luis?
No, no, I fully agree with that. So payroll is one of the main costs of many companies, especially in the service arena. So where your headcount is basically the main cost by large that you have in your company. Okay, fully agree, Marco.
Super. Thank you. Okay. So how can we do that? When we talk about remote workforce, first of all, you have a huge pool of new talents that you can easily reach globally. Like in this case, we have people from Spain, mostly from Argentina, United States, Italy, from Mexico, and Filipinas. I don't know if I mentioned already, but we exploring new states. We never stops challenging ourselves. Then what it does, it gives you superpower to change the concept of payroll and shifting from a W-2, which is very competitive in the United States. You need to offer a lot of benefits to get the best A players, shifting to self-employed with, of course, very optimized cost. Then that solves you a lot problem with your scheduling. A lot of time you understaffing or you overstaffing, and you have a really great people, but you don't want to lose it. It gives you extra margin to play with your search because since the costs are lower, Sometimes it's worth keeping people a little bit longer and coming up with new business line.
Mhm.
Then doing that, you reduce your budget, and you have access to, of course, more possible and potential capital. And that say that there is also the cost at the time for training is also part of that. So, whatever we're talking about, it's not just an option. It's not like a matter of opinion. Should we do that? Are we ready? I think it's a different point. We forced to take this new journey, and since we doing that, and we've been doing for the last 2 years with a totally remote. We've been growing. About 2 years ago, we only had one person working remotely. Today, we have, how many do we have, Luis?
Mhm.
How many people do we have right now? Something close to
Online,
30, a little bit over.
yeah, 30.
And how many do you think we going to have by the end of the year?
Maybe, okay, we are in November, so probably around 10 more.
Easily. And we're only talking about the center operations because right now, Made Vision Solution manage about 10 to 12 companies. So probably that they are partners, their clients. So basically, we manage a full operation that probably it gets too close to 200 people in the United States. Okay. Um, so basically, doing that, I will just conclude on this slide that this concept that of course it's work because we're not trying to promoting anything that we're not truly convinced because we're doing that. We've been doing that. It's extremely rewarding. It's extremely exciting and satisfying. Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Okay,
Can
so
move to the next one.
yeah.
Okay, so how can we help you? Again, we master the full process of streamlining and all your process and reduce the cost up to 75%. It's hard to believe it, but that's the way it is as soon as you do your math. So global talent acquisition. So not only we offer you a different option based on language, culture, um, and traditions, and but also we offer you the full recruitment experience. That we take charge of everything. You just have to kind of sit and enjoy it, and basically when you feel that you find the right candidate, uh, we will even train it for you, and we also offer you a service of 3 months if for any reason uh, you are unhappy and you it's not exactly what you were looking for, because unfortunately that may happen. So the whole process may take, I would say about 1 month.
Mhm.
Would you like to add anything?
Just 1 month?
Yes, we pretty quick on that. And actually, that's very interesting how we look for A players. We rely very little on job offers, and we actually search them on LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
most of the time, we don't even post an offer. We just go them and make them an offer. and most of the time they're always very responsive and they're very excited about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
our project, whatever we do, we have a basic guideline for us to recruit and search the right people that really are ready for a big change, people that are motivated for changes. They have to have the drive of looking something different, on doing something that no other company are doing, because they don't have the courage. And we have a wonderful team of human resources. They're doing a great job. I'll say thanks, Camila. If you listen,
Okay, if not, I will let her.
and
I will let her know.
well, not
Okay,
just
that's
not
good.
just Camila, the whole team.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's good. Next one.
Hmm. Okay, super. So I think I will just dedicate a few minutes for
Mhm.
any question.
Okay, let me double check. One sec. Okay, here we have one. There is someone in California that okay, they're just okay, questioning how do you involve remote workers in a day-by-day operation of a virtual company. So
Okay,
I
that's
think that they have the normal challenge that the remote worker, they don't feel ownership, they don't feel that they are working for a company, and the productivity usually is very difficult to control.
I my response is it's a matter of opinion, and that's the way you look at that. If you look at that thinking that you need to have control and you need to have them in your office and use the same matrix, they used to be like a kind of the time they're in front of the computer and any other metric, they will not work.
Hmm.
So you really have to be willing to see everything from a different perspective. The way I commit and I get people involved in my project is with enthusiasm. I make them feel part of the team. But for me, it was easier, of course, because we were bored online. So we mastered the whole process based on those criterias and metrics. They're completely different from where it used to be or what it's when you work in a location.
Hmm.
And that's funny because uh, besides that, I have also a different business where you can only work and operate locally, in a physical place.
Hmm.
And I found myself in a situation where I had so many therapists and employees working just a couple meters away or a few feet away from me, and they were still so unproductive. And I was just fooling myself that thinking I had the right matrix. But if you don't have the motivation, you don't have people involved in your project, probably the results are going to be poor anyway. I don't know if I answered the question. It means that yes, we have the matrix, and just because, and that's the reason why we're able to move from one person to up to 30 people, and we actually keep creating and changing and improving our metrics. But always we spend a lot of time in our team. It means that I see myself as the coach number one. And yesterday, for instance, I spent 2 hours with all my manager that we promoted them to create a new opportunity for these young and great talents. And that's what we do. We need to spend time with our team, and we need to make them feel they're special, because those are those people they are gonna really work hard to make the difference in your company.
Okay, basically, are you telling us that one of the most important things is getting the right talent on board?
Absolutely, absolutely. Nowadays, I will not be able to do not even 5% of what I do, what we do, I'm sorry, what we do all together, if I didn't have such a great team. Because I may have the intuition, I may have some good ideas, but 2 years ago, I was lucky enough to understand that I had so many ideas, but if I didn't focus on building the right team, I will not be here today talking to you about this. So we're able to really move a big project with just one finger, but just because we focus more on our team and our talents and give them opportunity to grow rather than products and service. So what we use, what we serve, what we sell or what we offer is just the result of the power that we're able to take out of our team.
Mhm.
Does it
Okay.
make sense, Luis?
Yeah, just for me. Yeah, absolutely. So, how do you motivate? Another question. How do you motivate people, which is maybe 5,000 miles away from you, working from home?
Actually, it's funny. It's funny because, again, I just say that it's focus on your team. Don't build the magic product. And I still remember the the big interview. I mean, the big speech they gave. Uh, you know, Steve Jobs, when he said it was right in the beginning. He said we were not focusing on money, making money. We're focusing not even on the product service. We're focusing on building the team, and then everything else will be so easy. When we hire people, we don't hire people just do what we tell them. We hire people to be uh, accountable, to manage their own job, to bring their creativity on the table. So I encourage. It's actually funny. I encourage my employees to make mistakes. That's funny, but that's the way we learn. And
Okay.
because if you don't have the if you don't feel supported and by your direct manager, you always be a machine that you limit yourself to deliver what you were told. You're not gonna have people really into your mission that can bring you something new as to do the same thing a different way. And that's what we do every day. Luis, isn't it true that what we do it's just using our creativity and the power of the commitment of our team just to go on and on a new project?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. What we are doing is we have a tremendous team inside, very motivated, for me, that enable us to have new ideas and execute it in a record time.
So when you say motivate, basically is you need to focus on your team. That's the most valuable resource you have. And also, that's funny because it came to my knowledge that some of my staff work on weekends, and I don't like them to do that. I always tell, please don't do that. I don't wanna create any stress. I don't want them to get burned. I don't wanna get overloaded with work, and I need them to get up in the morning and do whatever they do with a lot of enthusiasm. So I always tell them, please don't do that. And that's when you motivate people. When they do something because they want to, but just because they really have the passion and they believe in what you're saying. My biggest challenge was in the beginning when we are telling them about our mentality and culture, was 2 years later to prove them they were really making a huge effort to create and follow our preach.
Hmm. Okay.
Did I answer the question, Luis?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is
How would
a
you summarize just in a few words both question? It means how do you motivate them, and how do you measure the performance?
okay. Well, in fact, I think that the people that we hire is self motivated. One thing. So we only need to give them the right empowerment to do the things that they do. So in a let me put the things in perspective. In a certain way, they have entrepreneurial mindset. So you don't have to tell me what I have to do. I'm gonna try to do my best. Huh? This is one important fact because with all the respect, if we hire civil servants, probably we're not going to grow at the speed that we're growing. So the first of all is this entrepreneurial mindset. And
Mhm.
the second thing is, for me, that's very important. So this is an online company. So we are in touch with many people every day. We have the channels open. Meanwhile, we are working, and this is very easy. So you need to contact one. You simply contact with them with a Slack, and we are talking with the person. We just push and call, and we are online. So it's an online company. Everyone is online. So and you can reach them if they are not in a meeting, so, or speaking with a client or doing something. But this is the way that we have the feeling that we're working all at the same time.
Can I give you like a perfect example? The what we
Yeah.
do every day. Have you ever tried the new um, provision device?
Hmm.
And I do, and I bought it, and that's exciting because you see a new virtual world, but that's just an expansion of your limits. So what we do with MedVision, that's exactly the same thing. We're creating a new virtual reality where we're able to expand our limits and reaching and be together with so many people. And that's why I say boundaries. And the difference in miles is not an issue. However, the results sometimes are even higher. Same thing with the provision. They're supposed to boost your productivity, efficiency through a virtual reality. That's what we do.
Okay. Amazing. We have a question, Marco, from Angel Perez. Vale. He's asking, what technology do you use? Because you talk about automation, you talk about technology. So I think he is curious about what is the
Mhm.
technology supporting or online business? Because I agree with him that this is impossible to support with the technology.
Let me briefly just say a couple points. I'm not a tech guy, and then I'm gonna let Luis add a few more words. We have something clear. Uh, it was something clear to me, even if not a tech guy, that the way you can centralize all your data in one single place is the key. Because if you don't have control of your account receivable live and not just in an Excel, you will not be able to control 8, 10 different or 12 different companies at the same time, because it could be very challenging. So what we do, we start from a concept of a notion, which could be just the old-fashioned wiki, though we were trying to concentrate everybody from the same window, from the same platform. From there, that we have everything integrated. We even have a great cooperation, a partnership with some engineer that have a software specific for our sector, which will be managing the billing and all the nursing the care services and therapy, pediatric therapy services, totally integrated through Power BI, and from there, creating our live dashboard. So all we do and anything we add, which it's impossible not to have a combination of the best technology. Sometimes it's not necessarily the best one or the most expensive, but the most
No.
suitable for what you need. But the idea is that make sure that any step you take, any extra tool you get, is thinking about having everything centralized in one just source, and that's a very long process. But I have to say that for us to be so young, we have actually a huge competitive advantage, because if we all believe that, we'll make it happen very quickly, and we don't have we don't have so many layers of management uh, teams or management level that sometimes it creates everything more difficult. So, Luis, would you like to add something on this aspect?
Well, basically, we are like every company. We're using what is called a technology stack. So in this technology stack, there are some tools that work very well together. We have a Notion as a knowledge base. We have Slack as a communication tool, which for me is great. And then in the back office system, obviously, we use QuickBook as an accounting, but QuickBook is connected with Power BI, is connected with Office Puzzle for the day by day operations. With all of this, we have all the aggregated data to take decisions in Power BI. And this is very simple. Obviously, we use the suite of Google Drive, Google Presentations, Google Everything to share the presentations, to share files. And with this stack, which is not very complex and with this, which is not very sophisticated, we are able to work very easily online. So you don't need to pay a fortune in a technology to have an online company nowadays. The software as a service tools are great. In addition, we use tools like Zapier for automation to automate process, and probably we are going to use some more new tools in the coming future when we need it. So, but this is not brain surgery or rocket science. A very easy and simple tools that any company can use. Hmm?
And
Marco.
actually, all we do, Luis, it's, I believe, a matter of a mindset. That's
Hmm.
why I say that you have to be ready and not fear the big change, because
Hmm.
most of the time it's just a fear. And once you jump into this new journey, you will get so excited and you get immediate results. So again, my objective is not appear as a salesperson. Totally the opposite. I think that the success behind what we do, because our mission is just not just to creating a new uh, concept, a new business line, all based on sustainability, but also educate and teach other people uh, how they can do the same thing we do.
Hmm. Which is which is good. Huh? So there are a couple more questions. Uh, there is a person asking that if everybody in the remote team is freelance. Do we have in payroll? What do we do with that?
Um, Actually, if you, Luis, you can move to the slide. I don't remember the number, which explain a little bit the legal and fiscal aspect. This will be the business case scenario in terms of a cost that if someone is interesting, we can just mention that. But there is another
Yeah.
slide. Can you move to?
Well, but let's move to that after that. Huh?
Okay, this one. So complaint essential for hiring international employees. So basically, I think it's a combination of both things. It's just a matter of perspective. Fiscally and legally is a self-employed. However, in your the way you manage your company, don't ever stop see them as a no different from a totally committed staff or employee. So to me, they're the same thing. Uh, in terms of fiscal and legal aspect, they're considered self-employed because of the international legal aspect.
Mhm. Do they have any kind of retention from the
No.
American government? On the only thing that is let's say compulsory is having an ITIN number.
Correct. Correct. The IT number is released directly by IRS, and it's specifically um, for foreign people. So people they're not resident and don't have a legal status in the United States. Now, through this, which is very simple to get it, it may take up to 1 month. It depends, and but it's easy to get it. And as soon as you receive as a company, as a U.S. Company, then you can do a 1099 as a self-employed using their IT number. Doing that, it takes you and relieves you any liability, any fiscal responsibility. To them, uh, they will be responsible fiscally in their own country.
Okay, yeah, okay. Obviously, they have to pay taxes in their own country. Yeah, but this is
Absolutely. Mhm.
this is the okay their DT. Okay, then Marco, I didn't remember that, and that is very important. Please, can you share your
Okay, perfect.
your knowledge with us?
Actually, I expect this as a first question. So, and that's good that it was not like this because you were really looking into creating the map, the virtual map or the virtual blueprint in your mind how to do that, how to do the shift. So the cost is just a immediate consequence, but behind that there are so many advantages, a beauty, there are opportunities. So um, I'm not gonna get into much details. I'm just using a business case scenario just to give you a direct idea and based on mathematics how we can get to our 75% or higher. So let's talk about like a typical position, executive assistant. So an executive assistant here in the United States under a W-2 payroll will probably cost you around $5,000 per month. So I'm considering about $25 per hour, full time plus sick day in some vacations and holidays. I mean, that's a very shy number. So we talk about $60,000 per year. Now, um, someone working remotely may cost you approximately close to $13,000. Now, if you do your math, it will be about 79% cost reduced to what it will cost you somebody locally.
Mm-hmm.
We have two different options. The first one would be basically one-time service where people then we have them through the process. We select we put in front of them the two or three best candidates. They decide, and we even do the training, and we give them a 3 months service just in case they for some reason they want to replace the person. This way, after basically they take control and responsibility and liability in terms of fiscally training and tax. The other option is that a subscription service, which is still has the same value because you're going to have a dedicated person working full time for you. The only difference that we train them, we take any action, any correction action, and you have unlimited replacement service or training or adjustment during the process. That will cost you about or will reduce the cost to 74%. Both situation, we give you a full service of a full service process, or I would say a full assistance doing the whole process, the transactions, which is gonna be very easily smooth.
So good. Okay.
Did I
Really?
answer? Did I answer?
Yeah.
I think you. That's
I,
basically
I think that's
that's
absolutely
basically the
answer.
magic. That's basically the magic behind that. And a lot
Mm,
of people, I understand if you're skeptical, say, hey, how could it be possible? I understand it. I will feel the same way in your situation, but I feel myself lucky enough that actually I'm doing that,
mhm.
and that's so easy to do that. We'll just give basically show you the way.
Okay, that's good. So we are almost run out of time, but there is a one last question from Angela. It's a very easy one, Marco. Is everyone in the company remote?
I'll let you respond, Luis.
Mhm. Well, no, not everyone, but 95% of the workers of MedVision are remote. So yeah, it's not everyone, but almost everyone. But the point, Marco, is we don't care. We don't care where you are. That's the point. So especially if you are a bright person, fully motivated with entrepreneurial mindset, I think we're searching for a kind of profile that more than a profile as a person than more than anything, more than a exact knowledge or things like that. So we are looking for a kind of person. If you are this kind of person, you are welcome on board. And there is a plenty of people which is this kind of person. This is not something very strange. Being entrepreneurial mindset, motivated. So there is a lot of people like this. So, but we need to we need to okay, find them.
How would you just one last question, Luis, and that's for you. You probably heard so many times from me saying what we're doing and what we're learning is the Lego box.
Hmm.
Why do I say that?
Well, because we have many pieces that in every project we put together, and not all the pieces are in all the projects. So it means that we have different people with different skills, with different systems, with different business model, and we put it all together, we combine, and we have a new project. That's the point, and that's Lego.
And the beauty out of that, that we're so sustainable that sometime, I talked to Luis and we end up coming up with a new business line. And the great thing that we use our creativity because we're so sustainable that we love to take new challenges and create new business line.
Hmm. That's great. So Marco, it's 11 and 1 minute, so we are on time. So please, okay, let us know some final thoughts to close the webinar.
Just have the courage to start the journey, but not for me. Honestly, uh, I don't get out of that uh, much. I just get the satisfaction that we're sharing something so important, which is a new experience that makes everything so unbelievable to other people.
Amazing. I agree with you. Okay, Marco, thank you very, very much for being here. So, probably in some weeks, we're going to have a new webinar talking about new exciting things. Stay tuned, stay in touch. And thank you very, very much, Marco. So, thank you very much for
Thank
all
you
the
so
people that
much.
been here. And goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.